Hi students. So in the previous session we have discussed about what is the definition or what is the meaning of a ratio, how to calculate and what is the standard form of the ratio, as well as equivalent ratios and sharing, like in the ratio the given parts sharing in the ratio of 2:3 or 4:5, like this type of concepts we have discussed. In the equivalent ratios, two ratios, so equivalent ratio is nothing but when we multiply, the given ratio is multiplied by the same number or divided by the same number, we obtain equivalent ratio. Now with the connection of these equivalent ratios, we can say that if the two ratios are equal, then we say that they are in proportion. If equal ratios are there, then we say that those are in proportion. So today we are going to discuss about the topic proportion. Today's topic is proportion. Let us see. Let us see the proportion. To understand in a better way, we go for one example. Nisha bought 2 bangles for rupees 8 and Sunita bought 6 bangles for 24 rupees. Who do you think got a better deal? There are two quantities. Here you see, two quantities involved. One is the bangles and the second one is cost. So to find who got the better deal, we need to find the ratio of the bangles received by them to the ratio of their cost. See here, ratio of the bangles received by them is 2:6. So ratio of the bangles, Nisha bought 2 bangles and Sunita bought 6 bangles. So ratio of the bangles is 2:6. The simplest form is 1/3. And ratio of their cost, if you find out, 8:24. So 8/24, which is nothing but 1/3. Now we see both the ratios 1/3. When we simplify that, we got 1/3. So both the ratios are equal. 2:6 is equal to 8:24. So as two ratios are equal, they received bangles at the same rate. When two ratios are equal, we say they are in proportion. So two ratios are equal, they are in proportion. So we use the symbol 4 dots. You can see that is the symbol for proportionate. How to read as is as to, or simply we say as to. So proportionate symbol is 4 dots, and we read as to or is as. Here you can see 2:6 as to 8:24. We can write that because two ratios are equal. In general, we can express proportion as A is to B as to C is to D. A, B, C, D are respectively the first, second, third, fourth terms of the proportion. The first and fourth terms are called extremes or extremes. The second and third terms are called middle terms or means. Here, the proportion A is to B as to C is to D gives that A by B is equals to C by D, or cross multiplication A into D is equals to B into C. This is in proportion. The product of extremes is equals to product of middle terms. So conversely, if AD is equals to BC, then the terms ABCD are in proportion. You can see that A is to B as to C is to D. So that is a proportionate symbol. As to, we read 4 dots. So two middle terms. Which are the middle terms? B and C are means. Middle terms, A and D are outside extreme terms. So product of extremes A into D is equals to product of means B into C. This is the proportionate. So if ratios are equal, we say that they are in proportion. If ratios are equal, we say that they are in proportion. If the terms are in proportion, then product of extreme terms is equals to product of means. So just now we have seen proportion means what? Two ratios must be equal. Two ratios must be equal. equal. And symbol is 4 dots as 2. How to read? As 2. As 2. So two ratios are equal. Let us see. Or example, 2:3 and 4:9 in proportion. 2:3 and 4:9 are in proportion. Let us verify. 2:3 can be written as 2/3 as a fraction form. Similarly, 4:9 you see 4/9. We can make this as simplest form. They both is it possible to divide? 2 2s are 4, 9. It's not possible. So 2:3, 4:9. The ratios are not equal, right? So 2:3 and 4:9 are not in proportion. They are not in proportion. Understand? The ratios must be equal. Ratios must be equal. Let us see one more, whether the terms are in proportion or not. So example, or 4:5 and 8:10 are in proportion. In proportion, yes, we'll check it. Proportion means what? Ratios must be equal. So the first one is 4:5. 4:5 can be written as 4/5. Second one is 8:10. This can be written as 8/10. Now with the two table we can simplify this 8/10 divided by 2. If you divide with 2, so 2 4s are 2 5s are, which you got 4/5. See, both the ratios are equal to 4/5 and 4/5. So that means 4:5, which you can write as 4/5 is equal to 8/10. Both are equal, right? So if yes, the ratios are equal. Yes, the ratios are equal. Ratios are equal. They are in proportion. They are in proportion. If they are in proportion, how do you represent the proportionate symbol? Like 4:5. 4:5 is as 2, or you can simply write as 2. 4:5 as 2. 8:10. 8:10. This is the way of representation in proportion. Now when they are in proportion, product of, if the terms are in proportion, if the ratios are equal, if the ratios are equal, the product of their extremes, if the ratios are equal, the product of extremes is equal to product of means. Product of means. Which are the extremes which are outside? These are extremes which are middle. They are the middle terms or means, we call it as. So 4:5 as to 8:10. In this, these are the extremes. And these are the two middle terms, right? So product of extremes should be equal to product of middle terms. So product of extremes, that is 4 into 10 is equals to 40. Product of means is equals to, that is product of means middle terms 5 into 8 is equals to 40. So if the ratios are equal, the product of extreme terms is equals to product of means. When do we say the terms are in proportion? The ratios must be equal. Then only we say that they are in proportion. If the terms are in proportion, then we can find the product of their extreme terms and mean terms, middle terms and extreme terms. Their product will be equal. I hope you understood.